Confusion reigns here in Brazil. Welcome to MotoGP. It's the first time we've raced here since 2004. First time at this specific circuit since 1989. We're all set. We're ready. But the track isn't. All hell breaking loose as we welcome you, hopefully, to the sprint race. Hello everybody, welcome to JB Motorsports and the Tissot Sprint for MotoGP. We are delayed by about 20 minutes for our broadcast sprint, but we haven't raced since the end of the qualifying because a sinkhole, yes, a sinkhole has appeared on the circuit. At the start-finish line, there is a hole in the ground. In all my years broadcasting for motorsport from Formula 1, MotoGP, British Touring Cars, IndyCar, NASCAR, I have never seen a sinkhole. We've had track breakups, but we've never had this. This is something new. So hopefully they've repaired it, and we are hopeful to go green in about 20 minutes' time. In the meantime, we're sending it down to Susie Perry.
Putting some decent laps in as well. I'm just interested in the fact that there seems to be no precedent here in terms of riders or team managers or a combination of the two, like maybe take your world champion MotoGP guys out there just to inspect the situation and have a look. It seems odd. I think if I was sitting on my sofa at home, I think, isn't it a bit weird that the riders aren't allowed to go and check it first, or the team bosses? How do you feel about that?
Well, I suppose that's why there is an FIM and a Dorna safety officer. It's their job to make sure that the repair and the track is going to be safe. So, yeah, I suppose once you send, because it's there and it's very close to the grid, actually.
It's off the comments of Pablo Nieto, who said he wanted to look
I think what's going to happen, and probably what they expect, is that once everybody's sent to the grid, they'll have 5 minutes there and they're all going to go and have a look, because it's literally 30-second walk. So I would, if I was going on the grid, I would just go and have a look.
Okay, moving on from that then, with what Mayo was saying there, in terms of putting together a series of laps, this track is helping Yamaha because of everything that you discussed before. What have you seen in terms of race pace? Do you think there's anything that Fabio can surprise us with today?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And the reason being is he can do a lap, but the Yamaha V4, unfortunately, is still slow. It's the slowest through the speed trap, and it is quite a long straight. So potentially, every time he gets in the braking zone, even if he gets a good start, he's going to be already will have been levelled. So essentially, they don't even have to outbrake you. They're there. They're on the inside. There's nothing you can do. Don't get me wrong. What he can do is he can make himself wide. What does that look like? You come out of that last corner and you start to drift over, and essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to force people down the opposite side, so down your left-hand side. So when you get into the braking zone, you've got the inside line, but there's only so much you can do. You see it happen a lot at Qatar. Think about Qatar. They come out of that last corner. You see a lot of the riders always drift over. They're trying to always block the inside. But a long sprint for Fabio, because when you've a slow back.
Sorry to interrupt, but we've got some latest news that the sprint race is now going to start at 35 minutes past the hour local time. That's 35 minutes later than plans, following the repairs to the sinkhole as well. Moto 3 and Moto 2 qualifying has now been postponed as well. So that is another 15-minute delay to what was going to happen. It was announced literally about 10 minutes ago before the pit lane was going to open. So we have another delay to the action out here as well. So, yeah, Simon Patterson has said, I still refuse to believe that this is entirely coincidental, that the best qualified person in the world for this supposedly fully independent role just happened to be related to the boss of the series. Because Max Oxley is also pointing out, saying, just a thought, and I could be, of course, wrong, but this is the sort of thing that happens when the man in charge of MotoGP circuit safety is the nephew of the CEO of MotoGP Sports Entertainment Group. Yeah, not the best. Okay, let's take a look at the circuit, though, as we'll bring you more up-to-date information.
I've got a map of the track, and we've got Nick, the sound man, if you can see, in the back, just so that we sound good. Also, you can see he's preparing for the Tour de France with his glasses on. So here we go, let's have a look at it, Sylvain. We're excited about this place because it's rare for me and you, obviously a pair of veterans, to go somewhere new. So to come to an all-new circuit, it's quite exciting, isn't it?
Well, and the track, I mean, the track looks like unique and it does look brilliant. I mean, first of all, you got that massive straight. We're going to see some proper top speed here.
Yes. It's a full kilometre long, isn't it? Or just shy of a kilometre.
And it goes downhill as well.
Yeah, into turn 1. So already, and it's funny how it looks different when you get here for the first time. We've seen the track map and we've seen the aerial view, we've seen some onboards, but this first corner it's some corner, isn't it?
Wow, look at that.
I don't mind getting out and having a look here. Yeah, it's going to have a look. Check what the camber's like. See how much runoff there is. Oh my, look at that. Look how wet it is. They're the weepers. That's what we saw. That's what's happening here with it still coming back through. We had all that rain, didn't we, a couple of days ago?
Yeah, hopefully that's going to dry out. How good is that first corner?
Look how long that straight is.
You're coming out from that 1 kilometre straight downhill. You're going to hit 220 mile an hour.
220 mile an hour. What's this? Second gear, do you think?
I would say third.
Yeah,
third gear, so that's going to be fast.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Really late apex. You feel like the track's, you've not got any positive camber. It's sort of dropping away. Runoff is, I'd say, on the limit.
Just about on the limit.
Just about on the limit. And this is the issue, though. These, fingers crossed, will dry up. If we get another downpour, which is supposed to happen on Friday, that's going to be an issue.
It'll take time to dry, won't it?
Yeah. Right, let's get back in. Keep going. And they're counting it as 2 corners. It's like one long corner with a late apex, but that's one. This is turn 2.
But to start with, you're going to get a lot of abuse on the right side of the tyre, aren't you? There's 9, is it 9 right corner around this track? And yeah, Michelin have come prepared as well. They brought the special reinforced carcasses because they know the rear tyres are going to be suffering. And it's hot as well, isn't it?
Yeah, hot, humid. I mean,
New tarmac.
Yeah, which is going to be abrasive, so that's going to tear the tyres. So there's a fair chance I'll have to use that heat-treated tyre. The track gets technical from here. It's tight and twisty. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 all together. I don't think there'll be much passing through this part of the track.
Maybe turn 4, you could get a chance in turn 4. And that's why the long lap is as well. It's actually a really long, like all the way around.
Penalty.
You're going to lose quite a bit of time there.
But this slot looks one line, so we're coming out of 4 into 5. Look how dirty the track is. I mean, the track's filthy.
It's still dirty, but we did get some flooding a couple of days ago.
All that rain. And look at the weepers. So we've got spots on the track where the water's still seeping through.
Yeah, so hopefully that doesn't become a problem in the races.
Ideal.
Yeah, because it's not rained for a couple of days now, so look, there is still water.
And the apex as well there. I mean, it's been sunny all day. What time is it now? Look, like basically 12 o'clock. You'd have thought that had dried up by now.
There's quite a bit more like up and down. As I thought this was completely flat. It's not the case. There's a nice ondulation. I mean, it's not huge sort of up and down, but it's always sort of cambered a little bit and yeah, always going up or down.
And I think we should stop here. I've got a feeling, just looking at the map and now looking at the way the shape of the chicane, this is where the action's going to happen.
100%. This looks like a really good overtaking spot.
Yeah, I need to look at this.
So look.
Think of the trail braking into there. You're going to be braking on angle all the way in through, well, it's through 9 into 10, obviously.
9 and 10, so you'll have the opportunity there to stick your front wheel in before the chicane.
Yeah, let the brake off. It's going to be, do you know what? You know what I'm like. These are the sections I like. More as a commentator, though, because you know it is going to be, this is going to be total block pass. And then what I like about this, look at that. Look at the elevation change over there.
The camber.
The bike's going to go light as you throw it into 11, and then it opens out through 12, and then you head towards that last section.
Yeah.
All in all, I'm pleased with it. But still, you look around, there's damp patches around here. That's my only concern. Looking at the colour of the tarmac as well, it's orange, isn't it? It's dirty, but like I say, it will clean up, it will rubber up. They just need to hope it doesn't rain.
It does feel though that this section, because the track is so flowy and actually so fast, I think we're going to see a massive average speed around here. But this breaks it up a bit and gives an opportunity probably for the riders to be making moves, taking risks and making the pass counts.
Being creative. Right, shall we have a look at that last corner now? Head over there.
Let's go and have a look.
Can't believe this is turn 12, Sylvain. Like, we're at the end of the lap. Basically, we're heading towards the last corner. How quick's that? We drive around the 30 mile an hour.
We're going really slow, and that's going to be a fast lap time.
So we're looking at, well, they're predicting potentially a 1:16, 1:17 lap time. I must say, this is turns 13 and 14. There looks like there's passing opportunities into 13. Let's stop here and check out the run on to the start-finish straight, because that looks nice and banked.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Nice banking, perfect last corner, so you are going to be able to make passes into there. People will try, of course, but also, think about this on our last lap. If you dive bomb someone into there...
We just had some more breaking news coming through. MotoGP pit lane will open at 4 o'clock. The sprint will start at 4:20. That is in an hour and 14 minutes time. The lights will go out. And at the moment, that is a long sprint race coming up. We might have to go off air and come back on, but we're staying with you as long as we can here on JB Motorsports. Another long delay.
Really fast corners. I think we're going to have a really fast average speed as well for this track. But we'll also have some corners where the guys are going to be able to overtake. Yeah. Show the front wheel, turn 10, 11. So it's a bit of everything, a bit technical. I actually love it.
Love it, yeah. I'd say the cons are the weepers. Obviously, they had the torrential rain a couple of days ago, and it is dirty, but it will rubber up. So, yeah, all in all, pleasantly surprised. I can't wait.
A comprehensive look at the track then around Guyana. That was shot on Thursday. We have had some rain since then. This was shot 6 minutes ago, and if you look closely on that start-finish straight, you'll see that there's work still happening on that hole that appeared that they've filled in. The sprint, I'm just hearing, has now been delayed to the top of the hour. That will be 7 o'clock your time. I do apologise that it keeps on changing, but clearly they can't go racing until it's safe. We'll take a short break. We'll see you in a moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, safety comes first. In these matters, it just doesn't seem to work. So we are in a delay, and hopefully we will go back racing soon. So we are waiting to see what we're going to be able to show you. We might have to show you coverage from qualifying, if that's even possible. But at the moment, we are delayed, and we are just sort of in a nice holding pattern. So it will be 7 o'clock our time that the session gets going. We'll see, though, if that's the case. Hopefully Megan's on her way to talk about it. But a further delay to all of this action is just not good enough at all. I think it's detrimental to everybody coming in as well to this one. It's not great news. So I just popped on a headset as well so that we can talk a little bit more easier, as we will show you exactly what the sinkhole is going to look like on the Apex pad. We'll get that open for you and show you all of the latest news and views that we've got. But the latest is that this is delayed for another hour. We'll get a ticker on the bottom of the screen, but we are in a delay, and we'll see what's going to happen. Right, let's head back to TNT Sports then and join Susie.
Hello, welcome back to Brazil, to Goiânia, and this is the latest schedule. It has just changed. So 7 o'clock your time for the sprint race. So we do apologise for the delays that are happening, but there has been a hole in the track, and not a small one at that, that has had to be repaired, and that is still being repaired now. So obviously they're not going to let riders out until it's safe to do so. While we're waiting for all that to happen, shall we have a chat about Aprilia? They've got 3 again in the top 6 this weekend, and the progress that they've made is so exciting, and fans are really wanting them to take it to Ducati, which they were able to do in Thailand. Then comes the debate: how long does this go on for? Is it just these hot races with the heat-treated tyre that's really suiting them all? Can they take it all the way through the championship?
Well, it's starting to look, because up to this point on the weekend, they've not been using the heat-treated tyre here, and the Aprilias look good. Really good. I looks incredible. But imagine what they've been able to do. You think about this time last year, they weren't terrible, but they weren't great. And they've been able to find the small margins. The bike wasn't fast, now it is. The bike didn't turn too good, now it does. The bike, not that stable. All the riders talked about it being nervous. This is last year, this point of last year. Now it's incredibly stable. You know, as a rider, as an ex-racer, it's like a dream. So you've been able to get the bike to turn better, but I've not lost stability with that. Normally you do. It's always you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. They've not done that. Yeah, I know, but the bike's not that fast. Now it is. I mean, it's your dream bike, isn't it? And it's a lot of it's down to the concessions, the way that
They've used them.
They've used them. They've used them wisely. All the other manufacturers have, in a way. I know Yamaha have gone off on a tangent. They've had to. They're going down the V4 route. But you look at the other ones. Obviously, Honda have made steps. KTM maybe not so. But I mean, how impressive have Aprilia been? It's incredible, isn't it?
Especially when you add to the layer there the kind of political situation that they found themselves in with Jorge Martin last year, where Jorge wanted out, seemingly wanted out of the contract, and there was this argument going on, and a lot of it took place behind closed doors, and they were able to resolve that situation. They made Marco Bezzecchi feel completely at home to bring the best out of Marco Bezzecchi, and now it seems they're bringing the best out of Jorge Martin. I mean, it's easy to forget what they went through last year, but that's all we were talking about for a few rounds last year. So to put that together with the bike, obviously, getting better, what advances have you seen in terms of the bike? How is it able to turn better?
Well, to come back on what you said first, Suze, the management side of things, with what went on with Jorge Martin last year, with keeping the support to him, but handling all the internal pressures, with making Marco Bezzecchi feel like a leader, and delivering a bike that's going to suit him and allowing him to win 3 Grand Prix in a row. He's won Portimao, Valencia and Thailand. So I know Marc Marquez wasn't there at the end of the championship last year, but Aprilia's made massive inroads. They used to have specific tracks, your Barcelona, your Assen, Silverstone, where we were kind of expecting them, but now on the stop and go tracks they're good. They made the bike more stable, they're giving it more stability. On the brakes they are leading the field in the matter of the aero side as well. They just come up in Buriram in Thailand with this sort of aero solution where the riders are plugging it in a straight. I mean, they are unbelievable. They are innovative, and on the management side as well, they managed to keep this sort of family atmosphere, and it's a really important factor, this, for the psychology, I think, of Marco Bezzecchi, because Marco Bezzecchi is not a super talent, as in, like, he's not come from Moto3 and Moto2 winning, at tons of races and winning championship. He's been making inroads, and he needs that confidence. He's never been in that situation or been able to challenge for a championship. He's not done that. So now they've put him in a comfortable situation, and he looks like they're able to rub him the right way. They're giving him a proper weapon. So I really think that they've got a good chance for the championship. And I really like the work that's been going on, between closed doors. I love what they've done. They came with those side pods on the seat first. They're just coming with solutions now. It was Ducati before, but they've called them up now.
And the right amount of rubbing.
Stop rubbing. It's your back as a rider needs to be rubbed.
And being given a weapon.
In a right way.
Do you know when you talking then, though?
Just move forward a bit out of the sun. Sorry.
Your legs
are burning, yeah.
Do you want your back rubbing?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Think about this, right? So you've got the team manager, Paolo Bonora. He's fantastic, isn't he?
Yeah. And Massimo.
I was going to say that. You talk to Paolo Bonora and you think, I wish he was my team manager. He's
Yeah.
really level. And then just like you said about Massimo Rivola.
They're different, aren't they?
Different.
You've got. Sorry, no, carry on.
No, go on.
No, I was just going to say, you've got Massimo Rivola, who seems very much about... he's going to tell you as it is. He's black and white. He's you know, do this, do that.
And you trust him, though.
And you trust
'cause he's
him
calm.
implicitly.
He's not
'cause
shouting.
No, not at all.
Do you think he's bad cop a little bit?
Not bad
Not
cop.
bad cop.
But strict cop.
Yeah.
And then you've got Bonora, who does the
rubbing.
rubbing.
Yeah,
He does
and
the hand around the shoulder, you know, everything's going to be all right.
For having worked with Paolo Bonora in the past, when I was at Aprilia, that was over 10 years ago, he's somebody that, because he's an engineer, electronics to start with, he's the guy that's going to give you the confidence. He's going to, you know, make little changes and tell you, you know, he'll go and rub your back and go, look, we've made this little change now there, and you're going to see it's going to work.
You're going to love it.
And you're going to love it.
When they tell you that, it's a fantastic feeling, and that's how it works.
And you trust him,
and
because
it's the psychology
it does work.
as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It's not only. It might be a bit, but he's told you it's going to really help you.
It's going to feel great.
And then you go out and...
I've got loads of examples I could give you of what we did during those 2 seasons.
Give us one example.
Portimao. Portimao, you come out the last turn and you got that crest, and everybody wheelies there. Even at the time with the superbikes, the bike just wants to take off, especially because we didn't have any wings at the time. So you always had to roll the throttle off a little bit. It's straight, but you lose time and you lose drive into the straight. So we sort of applied some kind of power reduction that was based on meters. It's quite complicated. That's Paolo that did that. And in the races, I was able to step in. And
Was that legal back then?
It was legal, yeah.
This is what happens eventually. The truth always comes
When it was
out.
100% legal.
So you're telling me that World Championship is under debate? That needs to be checked, Susie.
But no,
we know what it's like.
I'm telling that was legal, but I'm also telling I won that championship because of these guys.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
Because that's these little differences, these marginal gains. That's how it works.
And also throw into the mix Fabiano Stellacchini, who was Ducati for years. He was Gigi's right-hand man. He's seen it all. So then when they poached him, you know, they poached him.
He'd been at KTM.
He'd been at KTM. I was
way.
going to say then, I was like, I'm forgetting the missing link. He'd been to KTM and obviously gain more information, experience. Then you drag him into the mix, and you've essentially built a super team, haven't you? Fantastic. And do you know the beauty of it? What I like the best is they didn't go out and just pay the best rider. I know you could argue, yes, they did with Jorge Martin, but their main man their star is Bez, and he wasn't the man, was he? And he's turned into the man. So it's a beautiful story all round.
Yeah, it's a good story, and let's hope, as we started this conversation, that it can continue throughout the year.
Taking it to Ducati.
That would be.
That's all we want. We don't want domination from one manufacturer, do we?
No, we want it to be exciting, don't we? I'm now going to lead to an interview with Paolo Bonora, which has been waiting for about 10 minutes, but I've enjoyed the chat. Thank you very much. Paolo is probably rubbing Nat's shoulders right now.
Well, Paolo, we trust that everybody that's been in charge of repairing the track has given it the good to go, and they've given you the reassurances, and the focus is now on the sprint race. That's coming up very, very shortly. But we have had some extraordinary scenes here in Brazil at Goiânia track. Just give us your thoughts.
Yeah, to be honest, today is quite a different day compared to yesterday. It's much more nice. The weather forecast is so well at the moment. To be honest, we expect some rain, but late after the race, and we hope that it will be confirmed this, because it changed a lot the behavior of the race. Since this morning, Marco pushed since the start. He found the confidence immediately, and he did a wonderful job during the Q1, joined the Q2. So with both riders, we are very happy. They show that they are quite in confidence with the bike, and we didn't do, but also the competitor didn't do many kilometers on slick tire. We will see during the race.
We've had the repair work on that main straight. Did Jorge or Marco raise any concerns with you about the surface?
No, to be honest, no. The only concern was about after the rain, that take a long time to dry. But to be honest, the surface is quite good, and also the layout is quite good. Regarding the resurfacing and the reparation that they did, probably it will not affect the race because it is luckily outside the race line, and it is quite visible because it's in a different patches compared the black tarmac, so they can understand where it is not convenient to pass through.
Paolo, I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Paolo is ready to go racing, I think, from that.
And not shoulder rub in sight.
No, but he's kept it private. No, let's move on from that. That face, that's the troubled face,
Exactly,
isn't it?
I thought I better not say anything.
No, you better not say anything. OK, let's take a short break, a short one now, and when we come back, we've got a little delay here, so it's 7 o'clock. The sprint race will start for you, where we're going to go back and have a look at America last year in a moment. So we'll see you in a sec.
Yep, well, we are delayed here for MotoGP, and we are waiting to see what is going to happen. Anything is possible. We're just trying to find out how to fill the time for you. We might let TNT's America race go on air as well, because we've got nothing. It's too early in the season to have backup content flying through, and it's unfair to show you something that we did earlier on in the weekend that you've already sat through. We'll bring you as much news as possible, but it's 59 minutes until the green light even goes on. We don't even know if that's going to be, you know, a possibility anymore. It is just, it's not mad, but it is just a little bit crazy as to what we are seeing here for the series right now. The Brazilian Grand Prix sprint is delayed due to a sinkhole on the circuit. The pit lane will open at the top of the hour, which is 39 minutes, coming up on 38 minutes to go. And then we'll hopefully go. But we all know this isn't going to work. We all know that this is going to be a delay and a cancellation, most probably coming out soon. So in that case, sit back, relax and enjoy as TNT are going to take you back to the 2000... well, if that's the whole race, we can't really do that either. We might literally have to go off air to come back on air again. That's the sort of situation we're in at the moment as we wait to find out what is what coming through. I'm trying to find out if the qualifying commentary is available to be played, but it's hard to do considering that now that means we have to use a different laptop because so much is running right now on the... basically, we've got 3 live streams going on at the moment. IMSA, NASCAR, and MotoGP. I'm doing them all. It's JB to the rescue at the moment, who's getting everything else done. So I'm just trying to work out what we could bring you across the action. We might be able to fly you back to radio commentary of what happened in round 1 of the season if I can find that going into it, but AVG keeps opening up. Apologies if you're seeing a bit of a lag on the screen as I'm trying to get everything sorted ASAP. It's one of those days. Still, waiting in for any and all information. I don't suppose by some miracle they're live, are they? Moto2 qualifying has been announced for tomorrow. So Moto2 is qualifying tomorrow. So that's the latest news. Moto3 is from 5:10 and 5:35. Moto2 is cancelled until tomorrow. So that is the wait we have at the moment for you. As we wait, though, let's go back and join the TNT Sports team at last year's America's Grand Prix. Your commentators, Gavin Emmett, alongside Neil Hodson.
So that's going to hold them a little bit longer. And Marc Marquez has a little bit more time still even to get himself sorted because he wasn't even lined up right. More drama. 19 laps of the Grand Prix of Americas. The red flag is taken away. Saddle up, folks. The MotoGP grid is charging into the unknown here. Who'll stay on? Who'll get bucked off? The Grand Prix of Americas is underway. A good start from Fabio Di Gianantonio, but it's Marc Marquez who gets away best. Pedro Acosta hits the inside. Pecco Bagnaia is the inside line. Jack Miller right on the very inside. Gets away well. It's Marquez who leads from Alex in second place. Pecco Bagnaia under pressure from Fabio Di Gianantonio, who drops back to fourth. Then it's a Costa. Here comes Pecco Bagnaia having a think. He knew he'd have had to hit the white line to try and pass.
And that is the problem. He knows that the line is very, very narrow through that part of the track, so you can't risk the pass.
Bagnaia is under pressure from Di Gianantonio. Miller holding up riders, is he? Or is he able to try and eke out a little bit of a gap over Morbidelli?
The gap at the front was 1.1 seconds over the line, but it's down to 0.8 already.
So Marc Marquez just managing that gap, or has he made a mistake? Here comes Pedro Acosta on his teammate Brad Binder. Gets that one sorted, yeah. Done well into turn 11.
I'd say that was nice. He managed to outbrake Brad Binder, I mean, and make the apex.
Gap back out to 1 second. Here we go on board.
Yeah, speed difference, anyone? You see that speed difference then on the KTM? The KTM so fast.
Morbidelli's going to get through on Miller. Miller's going to try the cutback. Acosta's going to have to go up high. Look at Brad Binder come through there. Yeah. He comes past both of them.
But he doesn't, you know what he's like? He's so instinctive. He's incredibly aggressive, is Brad Binder. If there's half a gap, he just attacks for it.
Jack Miller's under pressure again from Morbidelli. Morbidelli making life hard. He already lost friendship with Fabio Di Gianantonio yesterday. I think he and Jack Miller might be.
Do you know what? Frankie Morbidelli this year has come out and said, do you know what? I'm on a good bike. You're all getting it.
He's scrapping, isn't it?
And it's impressive to see. We've sort of lucky to keep a ride in that team.
Right, has Bagnaia got it?
Yeah, I think so. Is he going to get that bit of slipstream? Should start about now. Yes, he's getting it. He's getting it. He's in position. Perfect.
Oh, great from Pecco Bagnaia.
And he get it stopped.
Is he going to run a little bit wide? No, that is just about right.
Yeah, he's going to fracture wide, but he'll cut across.
He has the inside line.
That's the racing line.
That was good from Bagnaia. That's the phase of the corner, though, where he was always so strong, and he's been struggling this year, but he says he feels like he's got something in that phase this weekend.
Yeah, said he's found something with the bike. I don't know what he's changed, but now he's got an opportunity. You can see his teammate, his #1 rival, his nemesis right in front of him. Can he put a clean lap together?
This is what we need for the race now. We need Pecco Bagnaia to put some pressure on Marc Marquez.
Think how big this would be for Bagnaia if he can dig in now, if he can find something, if he can catch Marc Marquez on Marc's favourite track. This is how momentum changes, and it's almost worth Bagnaia risking everything, risking crashing, because if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's not going to win the World Championship this year, and obviously that's the only goal for him.
But what did he say at the start of this season, when we've spoken to him so much about all these things, is essentially cutting out the mistakes, picking up the points when it's there. How many, was it 8 last year, DNFs, where didn't pick up points? Still, you know, won a remarkable amount of races. Oh, Marquez is down! Marc Marquez has crashed from the lead! We said this might happen as he pushes on the pace. Marc Marquez has crashed out of the lead of this race.
And that is what happens. That's why pressure is important. You've got to keep that pressure on the rider who's leading. I think is his foot peg off?
I think it may well be. He's trying to get the bike started, but away goes the chance of victory in the circuit of the Americas. We have the drama that we were expecting when the drizzle was falling. No screen on his bike. What he can do...
No foot peg.
What he can do is come in and change bikes.
Yeah, but he's not going to get any points, is he? Does he touch the curve? He touches the curve.
It's through the curve.
Did we talk about this before the race? The only man who uses the curve through that part of the track is this man. I said, you can't see the wet patches on the curb. Risk it, it holds the water, and he should know that.
Big mistake from Marquez, who has crashed out of the lead. His perfect start to the season has gone. Still 4 Ducatis out front. Frankie Morbidelli there in 4th place, but he's a couple of tenths slower than his teammates.
Yeah, we asked the question, didn't we? I think during or after the sprint race. I wonder if there's any love lost between them two, the VR46 squad.
Brad Binder's finally got through again on Jack Miller. He's sat behind him for a while now. They are good pals, these two. Former teammates.
Oh, Mia has
again.
Mia, unfortunately.
Yeah, same place. Was it there yesterday? No, it was 15 yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, 15. He crashed at 15 twice yesterday. 3 crashes for the weekend for Joan Mir. Does he get nudged? Difficult to see. I bet Mark's leg is absolutely killing him.
Yeah, he's coming back down pit lane now. He can just jump on his other bike and go back out there, but we'll see. Maybe that's why he's been staying out there, just in case there was a possibility of, you know, more rain to come.
And also to calm himself down. He'll know exactly what he's done. Yeah, he's been resting on the exhaust, it looks like.
Parks it.
He will be so annoyed at himself.
Chance there again to open up an even bigger lead in the championship. Firmino Alguer is just on a 2 minutes 2.4.
Yeah, his fastest lap of the race.
About a second quicker than Gian Antonio Marquez as Marco Bezzecchi attacks. Johann Zarco chops it out on the outside. He will have the inside line. Full credit to Johann Zarco. But Bezzecchi around the outside. Surely he can't hang on there. Is he going to get him into the left-hander? Surely. I thought there's no way.
That was impressive from both riders.
Zarco then went for the curb a little bit too.
Do you know, Zarco's never lacked aggression, but as he's got older, he's got even more stubborn, hasn't he?
Miller's soft rear tyre probably starting to protest.
Yeah, it looks dark on the outside. Now Alguer will set him up into turn 1. He'll be able to level him on the brakes. In fact,
Jack,
just mirror signal manoeuvre, isn't it?
Jack tries to take the inside line to defend.
Which is clever. And he's not, good riding from Jack Miller there. Does he go wide? Oh!
How close do you like it? Alguer looks right close to people, doesn't he?
Alguer's aggressive. We've said that. He's only 19 years old. He's in his first year as a MotoGP rider. He's taking all the
Took
curve.
the curve.
All the curve. That was more than what Mark took.
Bagnaia is managing it, but you just have to be ever so wary as Bastianini, of course, comes through now on Zarco. Late race pace. Zarco's down.
Zarco. What a shame.
Frustration.
Yeah,
he tried to hold on the outside of Bastianini.
Got to say, after 5 wins in a row, it was starting to look ominous, wasn't it? But there's one thing we know about Mark, and we've seen it all through his career. He rides on the limit. He makes mistakes. He wins lots of races and championships, but a mistake is always potentially there.
Well, and the same we can say for Pecco Bagnaia, who's made his mistakes over the last couple of years, but flawless here today. Alex Marquez will take over the lead in the World Championship if he hangs on to second place ahead of Fabio Di Gianantonio. But we've got to laud Pecco Bagnaia, who takes his first win in MotoGP at the Circuit of the Americas. And in doing so, breaks the domination of this season so far by his teammate Marc Marquez. Bagnaia back to his brilliant best as he wins in the Grand Prix of the Americas here in Texas. Alex Marquez is your new championship leader with second place. Delightful Ducati once again as they complete the podium with Fabio Di Gianantonio in third spot. Confirmation of Pecco Bagnaia's first Grand Prix victory of the season by 2 seconds from Alex Marquez, with Fabio Di Gianantonio on the podium for the first time this year, just ahead of his teammate Morbidelli. Jack Miller, the best of the non-Ducatis, in fifth. In the championship, that propels Alex ahead of his brother by a single point. He leads the MotoGP World Championship for the first time, with Pecco Bagnaia 12 behind.
Qatar is next in a fortnight's time. So that's it. The end of Texas Hold'em, and what a game of poker it was this weekend. See you soon.
Well, that was the action from MotoGP last year and the Grand Prix of Austin, Texas, the Americas Grand Prix. Here and now, we are still delayed, and they have fixed what looks like the sinkhole by pouring cement into it. So, yeah, not great. It's literally, it's concrete. I don't know anymore with MotoGP. The safety standards are behind like absolute craziness. Still, hopefully we'll be back soon with them coming through. So it looks like it is concrete that's been put down. So another schedule now shows this as Moto 2 qualifying will take place at 9:40 tomorrow until 10:20. Then at 10:40 till 10:50, it will be the MotoGP warm-up, and then the races will remain unaffected. So that's 12 o'clock for Moto 3, 1:15 Moto 2, 3 o'clock for the MotoGP Grand Prix tomorrow, which is 31 laps. But we've got to get 15 laps done here right now. Following us today's time schedule, MotoGP is at 20 past 4, and then at 10 past 5, that's 10 past 8 over there in the UK, it's Moto 3 qualifying 1, and then that ends at 10 to 6 local time. That's 10 to 9 here in the UK. So it's a long day of motorcycle action running up as well. And, well, at least we're going to try and get a race in, but I understand that this might still yet get called off. Don't go anywhere, because the rumour is that the riders are not happy about this. They're going to go take a look at it. But even concrete takes time to set fully. This, I think they are rushing to try and get a solution filled, but no one's ever dealt with something like this before. No one's dealt with a sinkhole in a motorsport event. So it's changed the schedule, understandably so. But surely the sensible decision now is just call off today, go tomorrow, and get everything else sorted, because you're never, ever in a million years going to get it sorted here today. We are waiting. We are set, hopefully, for some session to start. But, yeah, I don't think it's going to be. Jordan Moreland has a theory that it was a drain cover, and a drain that has collapsed. That could easily be it with the amount of floods we've had around here, because of the hole it's left on the circuit. Does not look the easiest to go racing with either. So we are holding here for a interesting run. Whether or not this race starts or not, I have no idea. All I know is that my voice is going a bit down. So while I grab a drink, let's send it back to, I believe, Susie Perry, who should be over there. Yes, she is. So let's kick off our sprint race coverage. It's a little bit delayed, and the timing screens have just changed, so that indicates to me that we're all looking good to go. So here it comes then. It's the MotoGP Tissot Sprint. Let's get ready for pre-race ceremonies and send it down to Susie.
Hello and welcome to Jerez. And the first...
That is not Susie Perry. That is Jerez. So they are showing a different race now. So I thought that's Rachel coming through. So the Grand Prix of Brazil has been delayed due to track conditions. So we're still not coming back. In that case then, let's turn it back to the 2025 Spanish Grand Prix. A very memorable day. I was up in the commentary box. Fabio Quartararo's on pole for Marc Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia in third. And it was the day that belonged to the younger brother, who many thought an underdog. Let's join your commentary team. Gavin Evett alongside Neil Hodgson.
His nose in front of those adoring fans. His teammate Pecco Bagnaia searching for a fourth win in a row here. Marquez looking to finally get one over his brother, and we just saw there Fabio Quartararo, after heartbreak yesterday, will be throwing everything on the kitchen sink at it from his excellent pole position performance. We are ready to go. It's the Grand Prix of Spain, the highlight of the motorsport calendar here in Spain. It's ready to rock this huge crowd, and as the lights go out, we are on the way. And it's not a great start from Marc Marquez. It's an excellent start from Alex, from Pecco, and from Fabio Quartararo. And Marc comes back on the inside of his brother up to turn one. He goes into third. Bagnaia's going to attack Quartararo. Is he into two? He just closes the door on Marc Marquez. Wide it is for Frankie Morbidelli. He drops down the order, but you've got what you wanted, Neil. Not a great start from Marc Marquez.
No, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens now. Marc's really fast through the left-hand corners, but he's on the wrong side here. Oh, completely wrong side.
Is he going to sweep back and cut back underneath Pecco Bagnaia? He was wide, he was forced wide actually by Bagnaia, doing the right thing. But what he means is out front, Fabio Quartararo is leading the Spanish Grand Prix. And look at this, almost no chance for Quartararo. Bagnaia, Alex Marquez threads the needle somehow, and he stays on board and even manages to hold on to fourth. How does he do that?
Well, I don't know how he did that, but he was lucky not to hit anyone then. He was coming into a dead end into turn 6. Marquez through.
In Aspar corner, turn 8, just where he went through. If you remember last year in their battles, Bagnaia attacked back in 9.
And he's
going to do it again. We've got the Spanish Grand Prix we wanted. Mark does what Pecco did to him a year ago, through Benequito. And again, they're side by side, just like last year. They're into each other. In turn 11, the crowd again, their money's worth here. Alex Marquez has more pace, but it's contact between the Ducati factory teammates already as Quartararo leads them into the final corner.
There we go. Boom! Wow. That is a racing incident. No one's done anything wrong there. Both riders going for the same bit of tarmac. Good to see. None of them give in, really. It was Mark then has a big slide round turn 11. How interesting now, and I know it's early in the race, but Mark doesn't look comfortable. He looks like he's actually struggling to hang on. It looks like he's holding his brother up.
Again, that front tyre pressure could be part of it. We know this place does challenge him very much, working the front end.
Marquez is down!
Pecco, but it's Marquez. It's Marquez.
I was watching him trying to make up more time into the left-hand corners. Mistake number 1. If you try and go faster in the area, you're already faster than everybody. I was literally watching him and I'm thinking he's closing in way too fast. Holding the front. Can't believe it.
Smoke out the back of the bike as well as he gets going, as that just does. But Marc Marquez has crashed out of the Grand Prix at the Aspar corner. He made the move though.
There you go, closing. I'm off it.
Front folded on him. And Marc Marquez
didn't look comfortable, trying to make up too much time in the area that you know you're good. You must be on, if you think about it, you must be on the limit if you're so much faster than all your rivals around there. Well, then he tried a bit harder.
It is game on in the Grand Prix of Spain. Marc Marquez has slid out at turn 8. And he drops down the order. He rejoins back in 22nd position ahead of Marco Bezzecchi. And suddenly it's game on at the front for Yamaha and Fabio Quartararo, for Pecco Bagnaia. And just like in the USA, Marc Marquez, a victim of his own pace, really.
Yeah, we talked about it, didn't we? With tracks where it looks like he's got advantage, it's almost like he loses concentration. This felt different. And it really does show the emphasis on qualifying, on getting a good start, on making sure you've got cool air hitting your front tyre.
Here comes Alex Marquez. He's got the run down towards the final corner, and this has got the crowd on their feet again. They've got history, these two, in the past. Remember Aragon last year, a twitch from Alex Marquez, and now the Marc fans have switched to the younger brother, who comes up to second in the race. From Aldeguer, and he was the quickest of the front riders on that last lap, and he has also crashed in doing so. See how Alex Marquez goes for the tight apex on exit from the corner to squirt it up the straight.
Look at the speed closer. Yeah.
Getting closer.
He's gonna have a look. He's going for it. Let the brake go. Oh, very contact.
It's a late one, but it's a block pass, and Alex Marquez gets through to lead the Spanish Grand Prix. Can Fabio Quartararo find a way back past? This is now where his Yamaha, it's going to be so hard to get back in front.
Yeah. Just a reminder, Alex Marquez has never won a MotoGP Grand Prix.
Yeah, he's won sprints.
So he came from a long way back there, and he did well to get it stopped. Look at that, it was tight.
Yeah.
Fabio had to pick up.
Well, Brad Binder looking up here. He's got Joan Mir just in front of him. Morbidelli's just got through on the Honda man. It goes wide now,
what
Mir
a
goes
shot.
right on cue.
What a shot.
And he gets hit by the bike there, Mir.
That wasn't nice.
Oh.
That'll have hurt. Mir was backing it in lovely. It's just when it came back into line, it overloaded the front, backing in, back in line.
Well, bit of target fixation, perhaps.
Yeah,
as well.
you get sort of sucked in towards the corner. You get into the braking zone and brake at the same point as the rider you're battling with, and he goes wide, you go wide. That's very common.
Marc Marquez now up into 16th place, so he's just 4 seconds away from Aleix Espargaro, who's in as a wild card. There's every chance the brothers are going to be on a similar points total at the end of this one. Here we go, Marc Marquez. He sent out a signal on that one, didn't he? Aleix, of course, Aleix is going to come back at him after he ran a little bit deep. Top left of your picture, you're watching Quartararo hold off Bagnaia. And surely gonna, oh, he's absolutely blocked that one there, hasn't he?
He's parked him at the edge of the track there.
We've had drama here in Jerez. Marc Marquez has crashed out. It's his brother Alex who's picked up the pieces. Could it be a first MotoGP win for him? He's lived in the shadows for so long of his brother Alex Marquez, and his brother always said, I'd hate to be in his position. I respect him so much.
He can ride a motorcycle. He's a two-time world champion, and he's about to win his first official MotoGP Grand Prix. And he waved to the crowd. Good lad.
Well done. At least there's no fans on the track on this occasion for a first MotoGP win. Just a couple of corners, through Crivier corner, ironically, then through Ferrari. Jorge Lorenzo corner to go. Legendary names that have had success here at Jerez in the past. Alex Marquez, on a day when his brother has fallen, it's Alex's turn to rise to glory with his first ever MotoGP win, and he does it at home in Spain. Fabio Quartararo, simply sublime to take second place for Yamaha. Pecco Bagnaia takes third. Marc Marquez has got Alex Rins on that last lap. He will pick up 4 World Championship points and will sit a single point behind his brother in the championship after crashing out at turn 8 earlier on.
You can't make it up. Alex Marquez leads the World Championship from his brother by 1 point. I love that. And I'm so pleased for this man. Just like you said, imagine being Marc Marquez's brother. He casts a large shadow. But now this man on the Gresini Ducati, he's making his own history, isn't it?
Tears, as you would expect. Down there, it's a huge moment in Alex Marquez's life. I will remind you, he's been a world champion in Moto2. He's been a world champion in Moto3. He leads the World Championship in MotoGP.
For the second time.
For the second time, that's true. But has taken, crucially, his maiden win. And Mum Rosaire, well, she was in tears at the start of the year, wasn't she? We didn't see her on that occasion. But Rosaire down there in floods. And who can blame her? So there we have it written down. Alex Marquez is a MotoGP winner for the first time in his career. Fabio Quartararo, a brilliant podium for the first time in nearly 2 years for him, and Yamaha with Pecco Bagnaia rounding out the podium positions. Maverick Vinales, a brilliant ride still in 4th place. And of course, in the championship, that means Alex leapfrogs his brother to the top of the standings for the 2nd time this year. Just a point. Celebrate the only brothers ever to have won in MotoGP. Pecco Bagnaia, a further 19 behind.
Alex Marquez, you are a MotoGP winner after the months, the years of trying to do it here at all places as well. Just how much does this mean?
The best birthday present, I mean, amazing. I mean, the first one here in Jerez is something amazing. I mean, I stopped the bike in Nito Peluki. I was there. I said, okay, put something here to sleep this night. I mean, it was amazing. The ground there, also in turn 1 and all the corners. I mean, amazing. I cannot ask for more. I mean, it was a race where I was really clever in all the movements that I did it. In the beginning, it's true that I attacked a little bit too much and I lose too much time there. But later on, I was with my pace, concentrating, trying to not make any gap and trying to not give any chance to the other one. So I was controlling the race perfectly and I'm super happy. Thanks, gracias a la afición de Jerez porque sois los mejores del mundo.
Well, the next challenge for the MotoGP riders is the iconic Le Mans circuit. We'll be there from the 9th of May for you. We'll see you then. Goodbye.
Well, we are still waiting. Excuse me, we are still waiting for the MotoGP sprint. The latest news we got is that the pit lane will open at 4 o'clock, which is in 10 minutes' time. So, yeah, I think we'll be coming back in now to TNT Sports, and we'll be able to bring all the action. It's one of these days in motorcycle racing where you just have to go, yep, maybe this is going to be a bit of a weird one, and just sort of accept it and go on as we have it. But the latest news that we have for you is that the race is going ahead, the 15-lap sprint, and we'll see what's going to happen. What do you think back at home? Well done, first of all, for staying in with us as well. I know how hard it is, so thank you very much. As we are delay after delay after delay. But we are gearing up for to the start. Let's run you through the grid then. It's Fabio Di Gianantonio. Came through from Q1 to Q2 and topped the sessions. Both his pole positions, weirdly enough, have come from being from Q1 to Q2. Don't you think that's a bit odd? I do. Moving further down, Marco Bezzecchi is second, Marc Marquez third. Then we got Fabio Quartararo, Jorge Martin Ayagura, Fermin Aldeguer, Alex Marquez, and Pedro Costa. Johan Zarco, Pecco Bagnaia, and Toprak Razgatliolu, Juan Mir, Diego Moreira, Franco Morbidelli, Ralph Fernandez, Alex Rins, Jack Miller, Luca Marini, Maverick Vinales, Brad Binder, and Enea Bastianini. That are the 22 runners that are going to head out onto the circuit as we wait to see what is going to happen, as this sprint race is just hopefully moments away. I can't tell you any more on that front. I have no TV pictures showing me any riders moving towards the pit lane. All I can tell you is that the green light comes on earlier on. So that is the information I have for you at the moment. So the sprint is going to start at 20 past the hour, which is in half an hour's time. The pit lane opens in 8 minutes, and the riders will do the usual run to the grid. It will not be a quick start procedure, and then hopefully we are going to go racing. In a moment, we'll head down and rejoin Susie Perry, alongside Michael Laverty, Sylvain Gintoli, Neil Hodson, Nat Quirk, and Gavin Emmett and Steve Day up in the TNT commentary booth. So only Marc Marquez, Ralph Fernandez, they're starting with a medium rear compound tyre. Everybody else is starting with a hard front tyre. That's everyone on the field as well. And everyone else has got a rear soft. So I think after the track degradation, that might just change a little bit. Just a bit. Right, let's send it down. We are back to being live. Let's send it now to Susie Berry.
Welcome back to live shots here from the Brazilian Grand Prix here in Goiânia. We are hoping, as you can see by the schedule on your screens, that we will get some action on track soon. But we still haven't seen any bikes roll out. I still haven't seen any shots of the part of the track that's been repaired. If you are just joining us and you're perhaps expecting to see the coverage of the post-sprint analysis and interviews, we haven't had one yet. In fact, there's been no action on this circuit here in Goiânia since 11:30 this morning. It is now 7 minutes to 4 local time here in Brazil, and in theory these bikes will be leaving that pit lane in 7 minutes time for a 15-lap sprint race. We'll just have to wait and see. I really feel for these fans. They have turned up in their droves, and they unfortunately, they're not going to see Moto2 qualifying. The current schedule that we have, and I will just reiterate, the schedule has been changed, I would surmise 5 times already today. I'm not quite sure, but quite a few times since we had the issue with the sinkhole opening up on the main straight. That's been repaired, but whatever substance they put inside is still drying, so hopefully that is going to be all safe. In theory, pit lane opens, we get a sprint at 4:20. That is local time. That is 7:20 in the UK. Following that, we'll have Moto3 qualifying in theory. It gets dark here just after 6 p.m. and it goes up pretty much up to the 6 p.m. mark, pretty much for Moto3. Moto2 qualifying will happen on Sunday morning here, so from about 12:30 UK time on Sunday, before we have our full race programme and warm-up and that kind of thing here. It is a really difficult situation. Obviously, you probably expect to see Susie. There's other gremlins as well in the paddock. We're not able to get any live cameras from down there, so that's exacerbated a few of the issues. I am so pleased to say, as Gigi Dall'Igna looks a little bit cool down there. Another cool customer is the ever laid-back Michael Laverty alongside me. Just got a wry smile on your face, Michael. It's all part and parcel, isn't it, of being involved in MotoGP? Expect the unexpected.
One of those days. Who would have called on their bingo card a sinkhole on the front straight that has brought us a stall to proceedings, but looks like we're going to have some action on track today. They have had to cut the sinkhole out, refill it. What we expected was with aggregate and some tarmac laid on the top. It looks like a concrete fill, which may take a little longer to dry up, but it's only a little 1 metre wide patch on the right side of the track, which is off the race line. It shouldn't cause too many issues if we get rolling, so we're hoping to see pit lane open in 5 minutes' time.
Right, so as we look down at the Grassini team, actually, maybe it's a good time to bring you the interview that just a few moments ago Naqua got with team boss Michele Mazzini.
Well, Michele, we've had a few delays now to the start of this sprint race. We're told that it will go ahead, and of course we are hopeful it will go ahead. There's a lot of work going out on track, but I suppose questions will be asked whether we're going to see this sprint race. What's the latest? What can you tell us?
I mean, so we wait, of course, the delay. I think that the priority for everyone, also for the championship, is the safety of the rider, of course. And talking about the performance is not our ideal start, starting from the third row, but I think that we hope to could manage a sprint race to stay in the top 5 at least today.
Well, having said that, third row for Fermin Aldeguer on his first race weekend back, having broken his leg this year, is incredible, isn't it? Was there any part of you that said, just don't push too much, don't get injured again?
Yeah, it's like this. I cannot ask him more, or I cannot ask him nothing from this weekend. The expectative is higher now, and I think that yeah, we have to see, because now is coming the worst part of the weekend, so putting on a lot of laps on the sprint, a lot of laps tomorrow on the race. So I think that the priority is the physical condition, and we will see during the race.
What's Alex's feeling then? He had a crash earlier today, as did a number of riders this morning. What's his feeling ahead of the sprint?
Yeah, it's true that the feeling is not so good at the moment. We still working on to give him back a better feeling on the bike. It's true that we have to put a lot of kilometers on this new bike to adapt his riding style. We still struggle a bit in the braking entry area, so we need to work on that.
Thanks for talking to us.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, good to hear from Michele Mazzini, and good to see Fermin Aldeguer back, and he looks like he will be out there. Now, the sinkhole we couldn't actually see from that shot. It was just to the back of the grid, about 15-20 metres behind it, on the sort of right-hand side in the middle part of the straight. Thankfully, the rain that was also perhaps expected around this time of day hasn't materialised, hasn't appeared for the time being. But the expectation, the hope is that we are going to get a sprint race. It looks like all the riders are togged up and ready to go. And it looks like in a couple of minutes' time, that pit lane will be opening, Michael. Just from a rider's point of view, how are you feeling right now?
Frustrated as much as anything, but it's also the time schedule that keeps getting kicked along. The simple things like your nutrition, your hydration, having to eat, keep fueled. And then you think you're getting ready to go, and all of a sudden it's another delay. But the riders do well in recomposing themselves and then getting fired up to go again. Obviously, they know it's a 15-lap sprint. There's been one silver lining: no Moto2 and Moto3 rubber, no Pirelli rubber to deal with. So these MotoGP guys are the last ones on track, and they will be the next ones to re-go out on the racetrack again.
But also, last time they were out, everyone was crashing. How many people went down during the qualifying session and the pre-practice we had earlier?
Yeah, still getting the reference markers into the braking zones, leaning in through turn 9 into turn 4. Front end's tucking under, so yeah, still a bit of figuring out to do here, and a lot of rubbering in still needed on this racetrack, but it has evolved quite well. It looked good by the end of qualifying.
Right, let's switch back to the paddock where Ayagura's team boss, Davide Brivio, is talking to now.
Well, Davide, the teams are making their way onto the grid, and it looks like we've got a sprint going ahead. And for the thousands of fans that have waited patiently, that is certainly good news, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. We hope we can make it happen and start this race because they're waiting for a long time. And of course, I see the guys, they're still working on the track. It's difficult to understand from here what's happening, but I'm sure that if we will start the race, we'll be in a safe condition. And I really hope we can make a good show for this fan. Yeah.
They've been working very hard for hours on that problem area. Do you have any concerns at all ahead of this race?
No, of course, I do understand that they're working hard, try to do the best. Probably it's not that easy to fix in a few hours, but okay, we have, of course, that's the schedule. We have to try, and of course, this will be also always a great experience for the future. It happens sometimes that when you go for the first time in a new circuit, you have to face a few issues. For sure, this experience will be very useful for next year, and I hope we can come here for many more times and have a great event.
Thanks for talking to us. Good luck today.
Thank you. Bye.
Always speaks well, doesn't he? Davide Brivio. The bikes are leaving pit lane here in Brazil as we get ready for the first racing action in this country for 22 years. In terms of the tyres they've got, Michael, shouldn't really be a concern, I wouldn't have thought, in this sprint race. They won't be going near the hard tyre, I'm certain about that, because no one's actually tried it yet.
No, not had a lot of dry running, so today it's been softs and mediums. But it still will be a lottery. No one really able to put even 15 laps consecutively on a dry tyre to really understand the drop-off and which is going to be the faster option. We did hear from a few of the guys that the soft front was maybe a little too soft, so we expect to see medium fronts out there, but maybe a mixed bag. Some preferring the feel of the medium tyre and its durability. So 15 lap sprint, it will be an interesting one to see the tyre choice today.
Right, so we are getting ourselves ready for 15 laps of sprint race action. Marc Marquez starts from the front row of the grid, hoping to make up the ground lost with that puncture in Thailand. Alongside him will be Marco Bezzecchi, and Fabio Di Gianantonio starts from pole position for just the second time in his MotoGP career. We've had problems this weekend. The tracks have been wet, then there's been problems with it not drying. There's been a sinkhole opening up on MotoGP, words I never thought that I'd be saying, but it looks like we are finally going to get some racing action when we come back from the break.
Finally, we're going to go green. I don't believe that's actually going to be the case. We are going racing in MotoGP. That is the best news possible. So, the pit lane has opened. We can now remove that graphic because it is no longer needed. We are and will be going racing this time by, which is a brilliant move. So here, Giannia. The riders are heading to the grid, and 20 minutes to go. Hard front tyres still seem to be the situation of play. We'll see how long that lasts. My voice is going. It's been a long day, and we've still got more to come and more to play for. So, yeah, stay tuned here on JB Motorsports. This could be an interesting run down to the first corner. Fighting laryngitis have been for a couple of weeks, and it's not the nicest to try and do, is it? If anyone's ever suffered with it, you know the pain. Still, riders going to the grid, and actually, if I just turn off the browser for a second, it was that section of the circuit here. Actually, if I take off all of the timing screens, it was this part of the track which caused the delay. It was along, you see where those black lines are as well, the weepers on the circuit. That's where the sinkhole came through. So that is the problem that they've all been facing out there. And that's the one we've been waiting to see to go for a green flag. But hopefully we're going to go green this time. And the MotoGP Grand Prix can go. Because we've been waiting for a long time now. The tension is rising. The atmosphere is bubbling away nicely. And MotoGP knows how to make a scene, and they know how to make a party. I can't wait for this one. We've waited, what is it? It was supposed to go on at 6, so it's an hour and 20-minute delay. Already been on an hour and 9 for a sprint race already. That's ludicrous. MotoGP bikes are on the grid. Simon Patterson joking they haven't even he hasn't collapsed underneath them, which is good news. So we are gearing up for the start. Let's see if Megan can do some of the shouty bits. Throat spray might be an idea before we start this race, as the riders have made their way now onto that starting grid. So we are prepared for the MotoGP sprint to go green, and as soon as we head back, hopefully cameras are working and we can join Susie Perry for all of the pre-race ceremonies, because we want to go racing now. We've had enough of the wait. We've had enough of the tease. We want green flag running, and we want action. Okay, folks, settle in. It's time for the Tissot sprint. Let's go over and join TNT. It's either Gavin Emmett or Susie Perry first up on the board. Let's see who greets us as we get ready for the start. Well, they're playing the full intro, so that tells me that Susie's ready to go, which is good news. It's been a long wait, hasn't it? Just waiting at a timing screen. Delighted that everyone stayed with us. Hello, everybody. You are die-hard fans. Let's go back to TNT.
Goiânia, back where it all began for Brazilian motorcycle racing. While this Grand Prix went on to travel all over Brazil, drama has remained consistent.
They almost touch, they do touch, but Arme's got the advantage and wins ahead of Biaggi.
Oh, Gibino has gone, but he can't believe it.
Valentino Rossi is gone, Rossi is down. This is sensational stuff here. The two championship leaders out of the Rio Grand Prix.
But it was one man who captured the hearts of this passionate sporting nation.
Alex Barros, the crowd's favourite. Alex Barros wins the final round of 1993. Celebration time with the Brazilian flag. And just look at that crowd urging on their hero, Alex Barros.
Alex Barros' exit from MotoGP left those fans without that hero. Until now.
Diogo Moreira is Brazil's first ever Grand Prix world champion. What a momentous occasion for him, for Brazil.
After 22 years, MotoGP is back in Brazil with a homegrown hope and a compelling title race in the making.
Bezzecchi wins the opening round of 2026 in MotoGP. Pedro Acosta leads the championship with second place after victory in the sprint. The times, they are a-changing in MotoGP.
Well, we waited 22 years and we thought we weren't going to get any racing today. It feels like we've been in a fever dream today with a sinkhole opening on the track here, can you believe? It looks like AI, but it's not. But they fixed it now and they think it's perfectly fine for the team to go racing. And that is exactly what we're going to do now. So thank you for hanging on an hour and 20 minutes if you've been waiting for this Saturday sprint. In pole position behind us, Fabio Di Gianantonio. I'll tell you what, let's bring in a little light relief. The man that knows everything. Alessio Salucci, Uccio, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
First of all, congratulations on pole position. This was fantastic this morning.
Yes, it was fantastic. Dizza came from the Q1, arrived in Q2 with a good rhythm, have a good feeling with the bike, because yesterday we finished 17, maybe 18. Not good, but now he had the bike, he have a good feeling, he push a lot and he make a pole position, was fantastic job. And we'll see, now we start with a hard front and soft rear. I see now from Michelin arrived the communication, a lot of rider start with ham, rear, not soft. We'll see, we have, we don't know, we'll see.
There's a lot of we don't knows today, isn't there? Is there any trepidation, are there any nerves about what has happened with the track?
Yeah, I see the track about the hole.
Yeah, about the hole,
Yeah, I see the track, a big hole. unfortunately, maybe the last days rain a lot, and the water move a little bit the asphalt. And but now maybe he fix the problem. I hope it's a safety for the riders and first, and nothing.
I mean, you have to put your trust here, don't you, in the safety officers and in Dorna that it is correct and it's okay.
Exactly. I say to our rider, please pass, not the whole, but you know, he as a rider, you know, it's not easy. Sometimes need to pass when he need to pass, and nothing. We'll see the race.
Well, we were thinking if they put a little ramp over the hole, you know, they could have some extra points for taking off.
Yeah, it's like this. It's like this.
Valentino would have liked that as well back in the day, right, when he was last here.
Yeah, we see.
How about Frankie? Because obviously this is a kind of a home race for him with his mom being Brazilian.
Frankie make some small mistake. He crashed. Yesterday we finished the fuel, and we do a good lap time because 17.8, very close to the pole position, just 4/10, not so far, but unfortunately starting 15th position. For sure the race is not easy, start from the 15, but they have a good ribbon, and I hope come back to the top.
Well, we wish you the very best of luck today and tomorrow, of course. It would be a first sprint win for Fabio, wouldn't it? Be a first time for him.
Yeah, it's the first time for him, the pole position with us, the second pole position in MotoGP, the first with the VR46 team, Bertamina, and I say, Fabio, make it fun, divertiti e dagli il gas.
Yeah, there we go. That's it. Also, you've got the fantastic merch.
Thank you. It's a fantastic land, the Brazil. We want to give some to this land. Yeah, exactly. And it's just joking a little bit. And ciao.
We love the Brazilian Grand Prix,
Grazie
don't we?
mille.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao tutti. Ciao.
Brilliant. He's put a smile on our face, hasn't he? Can he do it? Do you think 15 laps?
Yeah, I think he can. I think he's had a really strong start of season in Thailand, looking really solid. I think he really likes the 2026 Ducati, and it looks good. He's got race rhythm. He's also came through Q1, so that gave him a little bit of extra time, you know, to get used to that track on the dry conditions. Yeah. Yesterday was very much compromised with the wet patches. So yeah, I would say Fabio Di Giannantonio right now looks really good.
I don't know if we can just have a little walk along here. Sorry to move everybody. Let's just see if we can get there, because there's two Ducatis on the front row. In the middle is an Aprilia, and it is Marco Bezzecchi, and he was the other rider who had to go through Q1 to get to Q2. Massive pressure on Marco to do that, but he did it. Like he was able to win on Sunday in Thailand. We don't seem to have had that form from him that we saw in Thailand, but what can he do in this sprint? 15 laps around this circuit.
Yeah, yesterday was hard for Marco Bezzecchi, but he pulled it just at the right time. You know, when it mattered, when the pressure was on, he delivered the lap, went through Q1, went through Q2, and put his Aprilia on the front row. So, I mean, you can't discard him, obviously. He's had such a strong start of season in Thailand. He dominated there, and he's definitely going to be in the mix. He says that his race pace is not quite there, but you can trust that the Aprilia boys, they would have been, you know, doing a lot of work in the box to sort of settle the bike and make it work. And it's not the only Aprilia as well. It's 3 Aprilias on the 2 front rows.
Exactly. I mean, the Aprilia looks really strong around here. In a minute, we'll have a look at Marc Marquez, who rounds out that front row. But before we do that, let's hear from his team boss, Davide Tardozzi, is chatting with Nat.
Davide, a pretty unprecedented situation, but we're ready to go racing. Mark's on the front row, limited dry track time. What do you think his chances are today?
Yeah, I mean, everyone has to decide if take some bet on settings and choice of rear tire, but in the end it's a new racetrack for everybody. In the end, what we want is show. We know that the opponent grows a lot, and I think that it will be an incredible race.
Pecco had a fall in qualifying, which kind of messed that up for him, didn't it? What are his feelings around here this weekend?
Yeah, it's a shame that he lost his fastest time because of a yellow flag. But in the end, he's confident with the bike, and we hope that he can recover some position, even if it looks that in this racetrack it will be difficult to overtake.
Thanks, Davide.
Thank you.
Yeah, his boys, Pecco Bagnaia from 11th, Marc Marquez from the front row. But Marc seems to be very confident this weekend on that bike.
He looks better, and, you know, obviously you can never discount Marc Marquez. But in Thailand, he sort of like was a little bit on the back foot. We saw it struggling a bit on the bike. It wasn't quite natural. He was a bit tense, possibly still affected by his injury that he had last year with that collision with Marco Bezzecchi in Indonesia. So Marc Marquez is recovering. He said physically he feels much better this weekend. He's been able to train more as well, motocrossing and recovering better with his shoulder. So looks better on the bike.
Yeah.
He did say that here, many right-handers, and that's not his forte. But
he's changed his position though on the bike, hasn't he?
Compared to 2 weeks ago, it looks a lot more comfortable. He hangs off the bike a little bit more naturally. And despite the crash today, I think he still could make it count and get that victory.
Neil certainly said he goes in as favourite. Fabio Quartararo had brilliant qualifying and put his Yamaha on the second row. But to put 15 laps together around here, that's going to be something, isn't it, for him?
It's going to be tough, but what a rider. I mean, that lap was stunning, unbelievable. Fabio Quartararo, again, just like last year on the inline 4, he was able to deliver with the grip of that soft tyre. He's able to use it and make it count. So, yeah, a beautiful performance from Fabio Quartararo. The V4 Yamaha is still very early days, so you do feel like in a race situation, he's going to be vulnerable in the straight. He's going to get lined up by the more powerful bikes from the other manufacturers. But a great performance, and a great performance for the team and the manufacturer for Yamaha, you know, to give a little bit of a moral boost for everybody.
Exactly, after all that hard work. What about the dark horse here, perhaps, in Jorge Martin coming from the second row? Because he's looked terrific on the bike this weekend, much more confident.
Jorge Martin looks really good. He's like we found back the Jorge Martin of a year and a half ago. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's had over a year with injuries, you know, self-doubt. So he's not been able to feel at home on that Aprilia. Right now on this track, he's had surgery, another surgery during the winter. He's not tested in Sepang, but he came back strong in Thailand, and he looks really loose. It's the Jorge Martin of old, and he's in good position on the second row.
Yeah, it bodes well, doesn't it? We've got Pedro Acosta on the third row. The KTM's kind of really been struggling around here this weekend. It's not suited them at all. We haven't really seen anything as the grid starts to clear here now. So your front row, Marc Marquez, Marco Bezzecchi, and of course, it's Fabio Quartararo, Gian Antonio, he wishes, in pole position, yeah, the other one. We'll see you on the other side.
And we are gearing up then for the start of the sprint race to get underway. Megan Birch joins me now up here. And, well, Megan, if you pop your headset on, we can have a little conversation. Yeah, it's going ahead. What's your take on all this? It's now 20 minutes late. Go on.
Okay, as a person who's commentated on each and every single one of the sessions this weekend, raining, crashing.
Yes.
When the track is drying, crashing. Dry weather, crashing. What do you think a newly surfaced part of a track, which is delicate because it's just had a sinkhole in it, is going to be like for the riders?
I can't wait to tell you this next bit. It's not asphalt, it's concrete. They've concreted over it, and they've left the concrete patch bare.
They do realise how long concrete actually takes to dry, right?
It looks like concrete to me down there. We don't actually know 100% what it is, but it looks like concrete, and that's the thing that's been reported.
I have seen what it looks like as well, and it does not look like asphalt, because asphalt is usually darker. I know that because I saw something like that being laid once years ago when I was in primary school, and they were doing the new play area, and they laid asphalt down as the base. So I've seen that being laid, and that is not asphalt.
Glass has got something on them as well, so that's going to be great. Okay, getting ready then. Here's Susie.
Welcome to our live coverage of the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's Sprint Saturday. We didn't think we were going to get any action, but following a sinkhole, it has been repaired, and we are going racing. So welcome to Goiânia. Here's Gav.
Yes, Susie Perry said sinkhole in MotoGP. Brazil is back on the map, but so is the chaos. We got Marc Marquez starting third. Marco Bezzecchi won the sprint in Thailand second. Fabio Gian Antonio on pole. They've all crashed in qualifying today, and after all the delays today, it looks like we're finally going to get a sprint.
they have so many.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! MotoGP is underway. We are back in action. Welcome to the Autodromo Ayrton Senna. We are back for the first time since 1989 and the first Brazilian MotoGP Grand Prix weekend since 2004. What are we going to witness here? Here's your starting grid. You've been staring at it long enough. Fabio Di Giannantonio, Marco Bezzecchi and Marc Marquez had the front row of the grid. Megan, talk us through the rest.
Right, so on the second row of the grid we have Quartararo, Martin and Ayagura. Third row is Aldeguer, Alex Marquez and Acosta. Fourth row is Zarco, Bagnaia and Toprak. Fifth row is Mia Moreira and Morbidelli. Sixth row is Ralph Fernandez, Alex Rins and Jack Miller. Seventh row is Marini, Vinales and Binder. And on the eighth row of the grid we have Bastianini all alone. And also flooding, rain, constant weepers, constant crashing, and now a sinkhole. What's next? The bolt of lightning is going to strike people.
Well, it's sunny conditions now, isn't it? It's the best.
I'm not putting it past them.
Yeah, but this is the best it's been all weekend long. You can tell by the weather. It looks fantastic. But yeah, sinkhole. I've never come across a sinkhole before, have you?
No.
That's
not
new.
once. That also shows that the track condition underneath is weaker.
Well, there's a rumour going around that it could have been a drain that's collapsed on itself.
There was two other areas.
Yeah, I know. Luckily, those were off track.
Not a drain.
They were off track, so that's okay. It's off in the runoff area, which has easily just got some gravel kicked into it.
That was on the area where I pointed out in the first session
Yeah.
the fact that too much water was collecting there. No wonder it has seeped through and now it's weakened those areas, which also makes you think about the other areas on the track where we've been seeing so many crashes.
Another factor is as well that we had 5 crashes in qualifying 2 that you were covering as well. But finally, Fabio Di Giannantonio has now his second pole position, and both of those he had to go through Q1 to do it.
It was impressive from him, and they're avoiding that area like the plague.
Sinkhole on the opposite end. Well, this is going to be a giant leap into the unknown, isn't it? The last time we raced in Brazil was back in 2004. The last time we raced at this circuit was back in 1989. MotoGP is back, folks, in Brazil.
Makes you wonder why they left.
It's the Autodromo Internazionale di Ayrton Senna de Silva. Ready to go. Round 2. It's been an hour and 22. Wait. It's been 22 years of waiting. Lights on. And it's blast off in Brazil. Bad start from Felmin Aldeguer. He goes all the way to the back. The bike sort of ricocheting with the whole shot device. Finally, the marshal of the bike remembers to wave the green flag. It's into turn 1 we go. And it's Di Giannantonio for Marc Marquez. Right behind comes Fabio Quartararo. Great start from Brad Binder. Now, the surface has a lot of grip on it, but it's going to be high abrasion. So watch out for the tyre compounds as well when they come back to us. Already, this is turn 4. This is the crunch point where so many have gone down already. And Quartararo is up into second position ahead of Marc Marquez.
That's very good for Quartararo.
But did you see the wiggle that Quartararo had though as he stepped the bike up? Jack Miller's jumped all the way down to the back as well as everyone looks untidy. Come on the inside, turn 4. Round the outside goes Pecco Bagnaia as well. But miracle of miracle, Megan, they're okay.
I don't know how they've managed to get through that. I think it's really the ending of this which we have to look forward to. And
Digi's getting himself a gap at the front through the chicane.
Aldeguer, what was going on with him? Why did you go off like that? You almost whacked into the side.
I think I think it was the whole shot device failing by the look of it. It just didn't seem to kick into gear.
I think it was either me or Marini who almost whacked into the side of.
Acosta getting back ahead of Diego Moreira, who's up 4 places on home soil with the Ayrton Senna style helmet. Aldeguer's looking on the inside line as well to get ahead of Jack Miller and Franco Morbidelli down to turn 1. You can see the battle switching off between Alex Marquez and Ayagura right now. And where's Mark? Is he still in 3rd? Yes, he is, but he's got Bezzecchi and Martin directly behind him as they come up now towards that turn 4 that nobody likes. It looks better in the dry though. Ironically, this is the best.
It was worse in the dry in my experience.
But this is the best of the conditions we've had all weekend. This is bright sunshine, track temperatures high, air temperatures at 31.
Yeah, no sinkholes now.
No sinkholes, yeah, that's another positive. But Digi's looking strong out there as well.
He is. He showed quite a lot of promise. And yeah, Mia's gone down.
Mia's down. So the yellow flag comes out.
That is turn 6. I believe.
Yeah, so it's the right-hander at 6 as Marquez battling with Quartararo. Rider okay, according to the monitor. So Juan Mir is out. I think Vinales is in trouble as well because he's dropped all the way back now into 21st. Top right, Razgatlioli also losing out on a couple of positions to come into it as well as they still go on the attack. And Marc Marquez still attacking Fabio Quartararo as they come over the start line now. Over where that sinkhole was, you can visibly see it. Right,
they're
goes
avoiding
side by side. But Mark's dragged down to the inside line. He gets ahead of Quartararo towards turn 1.
Very good from Mark, though he's got to be careful of both Bezzecchi and Martin.
That was a red flag for a second when I saw that message go at the top.
No. If it was a red flag, I think I'd cry.
I would. I definitely would.
Because this has been delayed far too much.
Quartararo's gone in too deep and he's let through now. Marco Bezzecchi.
Who called it?
Yeah, Quartararo just can't seem to get it in wide. He just goes straight on at turn 4. So right. Bezzecchi now jumps ahead of him. He's our championship leader, remember, now is Pedro Costa. Where is a Pedro? Down in 9th. So Bezzecchi would take the lead of the championship as things stand.
It's looking like quite equal fronts in pace between both D'Antonio and Mark. So I think they're going to stay like that for a few laps because knowing both of those, they tend to just... They wait until halfway through. And here is the current championship. Currently, Acosta is still in the lead, but only by 1 point to Bezzecchi. Acosta's on at 33 and Bezzecchi is on at 32.
So Aldeguer down 10 places, but here comes Jorge Martin as well. He pulls to the inside line of Fabio Quartararo, down on the brakes in towards turn number 1. Late, and he's through. It is a good circuit for racing as well. We've had an interesting practice time. It's a 10 out of 10 layout.
It is a good circuit for racing, just as Ralph Fernandez gets past Brad Binder for 13th, and Vinales makes his way past Morbidelli for 20th position. Only 21 riders left in this sprint race now that we've had Mia go out, which honestly, it's a shock to me because he's been quite okay all weekend. I would like to see a replay though, because we haven't actually had someone go down at turn 6 yet before.
It's a new part of the track to go down on, so I wonder if that's when the transponder stopped and he actually did go down at 4.
Possibly.
Because you know how it sort of runs in a little bit too deep. I mean, we never got a confirmation of where he went down.
Yeah, we just got the positioning.
You can see
of the thing.
Yeah.
Well, we knew it was that area. We knew it was sector 2.
Yeah, so it could easily be turn 4 and then the transponder just continues on.
I'd like to have more look at that though.
Yeah.
Actually, passes Aldeguer for 16th.
Yeah, so goes through and makes up a couple more places as well and trying to hold on the advantage. Meantime, though, in this one, Digi's pulled out 1.449 seconds at the front of the field.
He's faster as well in the last lap times.
Diego Moreira is on the back of Acosta as well. He's trying to pick up some sprint points positions as well at the moment, where he is.
Good for him. He deserved it. He had a really bad crash in, I think it was the first or second session.
Yeah, and I think it was, on his home, he was P2, wasn't it? Because I was with you.
Yeah.
He said on his home soil race, he went down, and still they're attacking like crazy, Megan, in the sector times as well. It's quite impressive seeing it on the monitor.
They're remaining quite close.
They are remaining quite close, but they're being so competitive about it as well because the gap between the entire field is not that big at all.
No, it's 10 seconds, which in MotoGP world is basically like you look behind you and they're there. And on that 10-second thing, in 21st, we have Toprak, who seems... I think he got one of the lesser good starts at the start. I think Aldeguer might have thrown him off a bit because he did have to avoid a lot of people. We're at lap 5 of 15, and we're about to see if Mark's made any more progress on the last lap time between him and Digintonio, but I think he's made up 2 seconds, though that could just be Digi losing like a tenth. No, not 2 seconds, 2 tenths, sorry. Lap 6 now, and Mark has got 2 tenths quicker than Digi, so he is making it up quite slowly.
Aguirre slipping up the inside of Quadrara, and Quadrara slipping right back again over the battle for 5th and 6th positions.
Aguirre can smell a 5th position.
He's not daft, is he? He knows when there's some pace around.
I mean, just look at him in the free practice 2 session. He topped that.
Yeah.
It was quite impressive as well. He was going up against Mark. He beat him twice.
It's been a remarkable, calm weekend, really, hasn't it? They've all pushed quite impressively well.
It has. When they're not crashing, obviously.
When they're not crashing, obviously, yes.
They've all done quite well to keep up with the pace, and we've had quite a good mix of different strengths and different conditions. That's the one positive this weekend we had. Someone just moved on that screen.
Martin got ahead of Brzecki. So, Jorge Martin, who desperately needs a victory on this Aprilia.
That puts Brzecki down in the championship points.
Yes, and that puts now Acosta safer by another couple.
Acosta's going to buy Martin a drink.
Yeah, well, it could be that he's off to KTM anyway.
Could be. And Mark is now officially 2.5 tenths faster. Toprak gets past Morbidelli. Morbidelli seems to be having the rough end of things. Here's a replay. Is this the crash earlier?
This could be. No, this is Quadrara going wide.
So he...
Oh, hang on, no, hang on a minute. Is that Brzecki? That's Brzecki going wide, allowing Martin through.
So that was accidental from letting him through. Okay.
I was trying to wonder I was wondering what that was all about, actually, but it was.
Brzecki has been going wide quite a lot this weekend.
Well, he's had a couple of crashes as well, hasn't he, the championship leader this weekend?
He's had about 2.
Yeah, red sector times flashing up right now as well.
Oh, and we have movement. Ralph Fernandez gets past Zarco for 12th. Zarco's praying for rain tomorrow.
Zarco always prays for rain.
He does. He does the opposite of what that woman in Indonesia does.
Maybe that's why it didn't stop raining all those years ago. No, but honestly, what a super job that... I'm worried actually about it getting dark by the time Moto 3 goes out there.
Not.
Yeah, Moto 3's got qualifying next up.
Aren't they an hour ahead of us?
No, it's...
oh, wait, no, it's Brazil, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's 4:31 over there. So 3 hours.
They've got about 2 hours, maybe 3.
Look at that again. I go trying to look on the inside of Quadraro towards turn 1, and it's not going to be enough. Quadraro has that braking power. Yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag.
And that's Zarco.
Oh, it's Johan Zarco. Hang on a minute.
I think he almost took someone else out with him.
That's in the first sector. It says Zarco down at turn 1, according to our computer.
It's the evil corner.
Turn 1 is very narrow, and
that's where Jack Miller went off earlier on.
It says rider okay, but rider okay can mean many different things with this system. It just never. Well, he's up he's up and walking away, so I can confirm that.
He's done exactly what Jack Miller did earlier on in the day. He's just.
There it is.
He's gone there and he's hit the curb. Yeah, that's like
same
what
as
Jack did.
Miller.
Yeah.
Turns in, hits the curb.
Turns in, hits the curb, loses it from the very beginning, and then it finally hits halfway through.
See, we swapped positions this weekend. You've done all the sessions. I haven't.
I have. I know which areas of this track are evil. Turn 1, 4, and 10 are absolutely evil to go around, especially since turn 1 is the hardest braking zone.
Yeah, it's downhill, as we see here. It's the longest straight, and it just tightens up on you. But Marc Marquez, did she squiggly into turn 1?
Ooh, I wouldn't do that.
Igor gets ahead of Quadraro, blocks the inside line. You can see it's rubbering out there as well. But also, something else I just want to point out. Originally, Marc Marquez was supposed to be on the medium compound rear tyre. He switched to soft. So the only ones out there on mediums are Bagnaia, Ralph Fernandez, and Miller and Razgatlioglu.
Honestly,
he's got a track limits warning, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, Top Raz's got a track limits warning out there on the monitor.
Probably when he was trying to get past Morbidelli and Bastianini.
I think it was, yeah.
I kind of agree with going onto the softs because I've noticed this circuit, you need a lot of strength from the rear tyre to handle some of the corners like turn 1 and 4. So it's probably best because then it gets a bit more grip with the softs.
Tomorrow has a medium compound rear though for the whole distance, and maybe even a hard with it being 31 laps of racing.
They'll need that resistance build up. For a short sprint race like this, go for the softs. But
whoa, Pedro! Baby on the inside line of Bagnaia. Down in towards the last 2 corners.
He wants that victory.
Well, we knew that the last corner was going to be a dive bomb situation, and it's being proved absolutely right. What a super duper lunge on the inside. Bagnaia, though, has the toe back down the inside towards turn 1, and Bagnaia retakes 8th position, but Acosta can't go wide.
He's just too far from him to actually make it.
Acosta is really not happy with the qualifying, was he?
No, he wasn't, especially since he crashed out, and he didn't get back out
in
until like after Mark did, which was shocking because Mark crashed after him. So obviously they weren't very prepared for
a second bike to go out. Yeah, because it's the new rule this year. You're not allowed to restart your crash. If you crash, you're not allowed to restart the bike and just get going again.
Well, his first bike was totaled anyway.
Oh, well, that's all right then. But they would be surprised that they haven't set up a second bike for him.
Yeah, I think they didn't really anticipate for him to either go down or for it to not be wet conditions.
Yeah, it was all right. It's been okay today, but there's more rain predicted tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's what they were thinking through. Yeah. I mean, it did take Mark a little bit longer to come out as well. It took Bagnaia a little bit less time because I think they thought, oh, it's Bagnaia. He's more likely to drop it.
Sierra A is now live on TNT Sports 3 if you're watching in the UK, just to let you know, as we're watching a thrilling battle that you might have to get a bit vocal for between Fabio Di Giannantonio and Marc Marquez. Basically, I'm losing my voice.
Yeah. It doesn't help that you're losing it on the Saturday.
Yeah, and we've got a load of Grand. It's the same as what it was in the opening round of the year. It's just
I'm not the course this time.
Every couple of weeks it's just starting to go and I can't save it.
That's because you need to drink more tea.
There's actually tea there in the thing.
Exactly. Drink more of it. Right, so yellow flag, sector 2, and who is that? That is Vinales. Crashing out, and I believe turn 4.
Yeah, Maverick down turn 4.
Victor of turn 4.
Add it to the list. We're going to need a flow chart of this, right?
Could probably name people who have been victim of turn 4.
5 in Q2 and Q1.
Only 3 of those, though, were from turn 4.
What about practice 2?
Practice 2, I think we only had 2.
Doesn't help that we can count how many crashes we've had between them all anyway at this new circuit, let's not forget.
Yeah, it's a bit concerning when you have at least 10 in a weekend. 2 days, actually. We haven't even got to the actual race yet.
No, and you're still throwing out yellows as well out here. Tomorrow's race day is going to be just difficult. We've got Moto2 qualifying earlier as well, so and again, we'll be live for the MotoGP warm-up, Moto3, Moto2 Grand Prix, and the MotoGP. Might request your help if my voice is dead by then.
It's always on my busiest weekend.
My busiest weekend as well, but I've just got... Can you hear me right now? I've got to do NASCAR after this.
You have other people, right?
No, I've only got one.
That will help. 4 laps to go then, and Mark is still about 2.5 tenths away from Digi. He's holding up quite well. Morbidelli also passed his Bastianini, so Bastianini is now...
I'm going to say this, Digi's got this one. I don't think Mark is going to risk a dive bomb with 3 to go.
I feel like
just because Mark needs points.
Also, I don't think Mark's heart is in this one. I think his eyes aren't for the sprint. His eyes are for race.
Then again, it is half World Championship points, and he lost out so many. He got that puncture in Thailand. He was second, but demoted back, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's probably going to count on everyone else crashing out tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's been a victim of turn 4, I believe it was, yesterday as well.
The lines across the circuit are unbelievable with where everyone's going off.
both him and Alex in the same minute went down, which I found absolutely hilarious that this track wanted to take out both Marquez's.
That's definitely yeah, it's definitely going to be there, isn't it?
So, then again, earlier on, we also had Bagnaia, and then immediately after, we had Marquez go out. So, it definitely, they don't like to take Mark out with anyone other than a peer. So, it has to be someone connected to him. And he always has to be second. And Marc Marquez somehow has gained 2 tenths.
He's got him!
Where has that even come from?
It's down
Digi must have gone wide.
Yeah, Digi has to have gone wide because coming out of the last 2 corners, Marc Marquez takes the lead of the sprint. Digi's right back with him with 2 to go. Over the line, 2 to go. On the inside line, Digi's not going to give this one up though. You're right about turn 10, but Marquez has the lead of the sprint.
He must have gone wide on turn 10. It's one of the danger zones.
Mark's still pushing through 1 and 2 actually. He thinks that Digi's there and he's right. Digi's not going to give this one up into turn 4.
He's worked too hard to give this one up. He's not going to let turn 10 be the downfall of him.
The speed that he's got. That's unbelievable. Digi.
Inside, Digi. Inside.
Yeah. He's going to have to. Mark blocks him though.
That's his weakness. Go to the inside, but don't wait there. Wait until about turn 8.
It's coming up now, isn't it?
No,
the
not
chicane.
yet.
Is that
We're
turn
at
8?
6.
Yeah, so the chicane.
Now at 7.
Now the kink at 8. He's too far back, although he's reeling him into the braking zone. He's trying for it. Mark's closed that door through the chicane.
And this is where he lost him last time.
Emil's the sun gone in incredibly quick.
Yeah, it makes me fear rain. Is there still water on the track?
There's still weepers. Yeah, even now.
Seriously, drink.
It's not doing a thing. I'm just losing my voice.
Tea?
Cold tea? It's cold tea by this point. Yeah,
it's still tea.
Yeah, that was 9 o'clock this morning. And it's a good thermos, but that's not going to be it. Last lap. Mark's going to have this one then, due to a mistake by Digi.
Unless he makes a mistake. I mean, it's still possible.
Turn 4's coming up after all.
Yeah. So it's entirely possible. This has gone really quickly. I feel like every time I look up, it's a new lap. I will say, this is a very quick circuit.
118. We were seeing 115, 117 in qualifying.
Exactly.
Digi's going to find something. He's the lap record holder here. Can he sneak away through to get ahead of Marc Marquez? We're running out of time though. It's only a short lap time here. Is Mark going to win his first event of the year and make it 3 different winners from the opening 3 races?
Come on,
Digi. 2 in Thailand, 1 here. Digi's, well, either way, it's going to be 3 different winners from 3 different races. Whoever wins, because of where Bezecchi's in 4th and Acosta's in 9th. Mark might have told this one. It's 2 corners to go. Into turn 10 and 11, the double barrel. No one's going to go for it. Digi can't close up. Over the line, it's Marc Marquez who wins the Brazilian sprint here in a fantastic, confusing, pothole-ridden circuit. Digi in second.
He almost did just win. Did you see that massive twitch on the exit?
Listen to the fans for Diego Moreira.
Woo!
Picks up points.
Oh, that's brilliant.
But Marc Marquez gets his first win of 2026 and his first win in over 7 months. If memory serves me correctly.
Yeah.
Japan. 6 months. Won the championship and lost it. Oh, did he win? No, he didn't win Japan, did he?
He injured himself.
It's about 6 or 6.5 months.
He injured himself right after winning the championship.
That was in Japan. Either way, though, Marc Marquez is back and kicks off 2026 finally. What did you make of that one, mate?
Unexpected, but also a little expected with the crashing in turn 4. That's definitely something that's going to be a problem tomorrow. I feel like they weren't trying as hard and wasn't seeing as much fight in them as earlier on, which makes me think they might be tired. They were expecting to do this race like an hour and a half ago.
And you can tell why it's going to be annoying them as well. as well. God.
They were prepared to leave.
Take us through the results.
Right, so top of this session winning was Marc Marquez, followed by Disantonio in second. Third was Martin. Fourth was Bezzecchi. Iagora was fifth. He got that fifth position in the end. Quartararo was sixth, which is an impressive result for him recently. Alex Marquez was seventh. Eighth was Bagnaia, also an impressive result for him given recent events with his bikes. Acosta was ninth. 10th was Moreira, picking up points in his home race for his sprint. Marini was 11th, 12th was Raul Fernandez, Rins was 13th, 14th was Aldeguer, Binder was 15th, 16th Morbidelli, Bastianini was 17th, Toprak was 18th, Miller was 19th, and then out was Vinales, Zarco and Mir.
Well, what a fantastic sprint race that was. We'll stay on air to hear from them as well coming in because, let's face it, we've been on air for 2 hours. May as well just stay on air for that bit. And then, Megan, you can get your laptop back.
Yes, I can finally have my laptop. I haven't used it all day, you know. I've just seen a Game of Thrones on an advert. And House of the Dragon. And coming back now.
Yeah, let's go back to them.
Welcome back to Brazil, where we've had our first sprint race here in Goiânia. First racing action for MotoGP in 22 years. And Jorge Martin will see it as a landmark moment in his recovery after a year in the doldrums. He couldn't defend his world title like he deserved to, with injuries galore last year. He's beaten his teammate Marco Bezzecchi to the final podium position. His first sprint podium, Martin, since Malaysia 2024. And he'll be now thinking of all he's had to go through in the interim.
Yeah, and he'll be thinking, just how unlucky have I been? I've ended up missing a full season, and now looks like he's going to be signing for Yamaha, Jorge Martin. That's, if all the rumours are right, once they're announced. Yeah, what could have been that relationship between Jorge Martin and Aprilia.
Could have been special, couldn't it? Could have been what we're seeing now from Marco Bezzecchi. It looks like that's gone by the wayside. Rigger, that is...
Is he holding something out?
Well,
yeah, with his left... Oh,
well, he couldn't take his helmet off right. Did it look like that to you? Like someone's almost there to help him off it? What do you mean, is he holding something?
It looked like he was like...
having a bit of a problem with it?
Yeah, looked a bit like that, but...
Did have a crash, didn't he, earlier?
I might be unthinking it.
Iagora just struggled to get past Quartararo. When he did, he put a gap in of 2.5 seconds. The champion.
No, he's fine.
Maybe it was just his energy gel.
Yeah.
Right, it's been hard, hasn't it, to work out with the energy today. There's never been adrenaline pumping a few times to get ready. With the race got away an hour and 20 late.
It's far from ideal. At least it was only the sprint race, so it's a relatively short amount of time compared to if that had been the big main race.
He's done a bucket load of PR. He's been here since Monday as well. Done so much PR for this race. The sponsors of the event are his personal sponsors as well. He's been here with Yoga Moreira. They got on really well. They trained together. And clearly a lot of love for Marc Marquez here. You just knew, though, didn't you, that he was going to get on with it.
Some ride that from him. Mark.
Yeah.
Didn't panic early on.
Yeah.
Oh, he's headed up really wide there. And then you just, by the time you're on that part of the track, dirt, dust, yeah. I didn't see what put him out there.
No.
I think he was helped. I think it's
like
fair to say.
It's either that sarcastic applause at himself or at somebody else.
Whoever assisted that.
A lot of people in the paddock pleased for this man. Fabiano Sterlachini down there, the technical boss at Aprilia. As he is just about to come and speak. It's Massimo Rivola.
Why are you starting racing, Gav?
Jorge, is he just
suggesting what Jorge
to
might have
take
been
the
saying?
once again. Jorge, it was a nightmare 12 months for you. We can see on the cool-down lap just how much this podium means to you. Describe your emotions.
Yeah, o pai tá on. Muito obrigado, Brasil. Gracias. I'm really, really happy. Thanks to all the people that helped me to arrive here. It's been a tough journey. 2 months ago and a half, I couldn't eat. My girlfriend was feeding me, and now I'm here. So, yeah, thank you. And yeah, I hope that we continue improving. And yeah, estamos juntos.
Great to see you back.
Felt the emotion there, Marty. We know he's plumbed the depths, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's not milking that. He's not milking that at all.
And he has had operation after operation, whether it be on his ankles, his shoulders, his hands, his ribs.
Yeah, collapsed lung.
Everything. He's been through the mill over the last year. This lad can hold his head up high, can't he?
Yeah, top on dirt, he can ride, can't he? And his second ever GP, with all the pressure, the weight of the world literally on your shoulders. How old is he now, Moreira? 21? Yeah. Young kid. Incredibly talented.
Yeah, has actually previously ridden a bike here, way back when, in 2016, before he went over to have his formation, his training in Spain. So Digi now comes over. I wonder what he's got to say here to Jack Appleyard. It's a really solid result for Digi, I have to say. Just pipped to the line by Marquez.
Fabio, a brilliant ride to get to second, so close to that first sprint victory. Just talk us through those closing laps. Where do you think Mark managed to get the advantage?
I think today the conditions were a bit different, especially compared to this morning. In two corners there were less grip compared to the rest of the day. And there in the same corner I did 2 mistakes and I ruined my race, let's say. I ruined my chance to fight back Mark. I think we have to be super happy. Second place, super close to Mark. So let's give it another go tomorrow.
Brilliant ride, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, he can be proud. He was top Ducati back in Thailand, remember, albeit down in 6th place in the race there. But I suppose he's the only one backing up Mark at the moment, because Alex Marquez and Francesco Bagnaia aren't doing it.
Yeah, we thought when we saw the track layout, the nature of this track, it was really going to suit Alex Marquez, but it's been far from that.
Surprise, surprise, it suited this man. He wins on MotoGP's return. It's the main race on Sunday, but he's won the sprint.
Mark, a first victory since you lifted the World Championship in Japan. Just how much does this mean to be back on top after everything you've been through over the last 6 months?
Yeah, I mean, important victory, super important victory, especially because, as you know, in Thailand I was suffering. Here I feel already a step, but yeah, still not riding as I want, but just keep pushing. This is the key in the life, and we will try tomorrow to fight again with Dija Fabio, that is super fast.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
A first sprint race victory for Marc Marquez since Barcelona last year, believe it or not. His first win of any kind since Misano. He takes the spoils here in the Brazilian sprint. When we come back, we'll have all the celebrations and the analysis from the team up in the paddock.
Well, that's where we're going to call it today with all the action. It has been a brilliant race. Finally, we got there. Marc Marquez is victorious. We'll see you tomorrow for all the action as well coming up for Moto3, Moto2 and MotoGP. Thanks for sticking with us for 2 hours. See you later. Bye-bye.